and I will dedicate this to Robert. So, welcome again. And our topic for today is the law of legacy. A leader's lasting value is measured by succession. For your interpretation, guys, what is legacy for you?
I think about what Robert told me many, many times over the years, and he would always tell me, babe, I'm not irreplaceable. You're not irreplaceable. Nobody here is irreplaceable. And the goal is to grow a team of leaders so that, God forbid, anything like this happens, somebody else can step into our shoes, so to speak. Obviously, no one's going to replace Robert. But I think of legacy as that, as just making sure that we train our people right so that anybody can replace anyone at any given time so the organization continues to grow.
Your true legacy is found in the positive influence you had on others and how your actions continue to shape their lives. Legacy is not leaving something for people, it is leaving something in people. What are the lessons you leave behind if you are gone tomorrow? Ask yourself.
The culture, the knowledge, the skills.
Do as I do, not as I say. Lead by example.
If there's one word that would leave to people's mind, what do you think would that be?
For me, I think my good deeds or the things that I made them remember, the good things that I did.
Success is achieving personal goals and acquiring wealth or status, while significance or legacy is the shift from how can I help myself to how can I add value to others. So in dig deeper of this one, let me hand over the floor to my teammate Hazel.
It's really impactful because if we think about it, it's a hard question to ask ourselves, right? The ambience, the vibe feels a little tough when we ask, what if I die tomorrow, right? Because according to Maxwell, the natural progression of leadership is as follows. Achievement comes when you do great things by yourself. Success comes when you empower your employees to do great things for you. Significance comes from developing leaders to do great things with you. And legacy comes when you put leaders in a position to do great things without you. What do you think that succession means?
Like continuance, like it continues
even when you're gone, right?
Yeah,
it is. So if your organization or your team falls apart the moment you leave, were you really a great leader or you would just had a strong personality, right? Woman who understood leadership better than most CEOs, and that's none other than Mother Teresa. But how does it connect with the law of legacy? So Maxwell visits the mother house. Now, if you're imagining a grand cathedral or a gleaming corporate headquarters, it wasn't like that. Think again, it was humble, it was simple, but it was the heartbeat of an international movement. While Maxwell was there, he witnessed something remarkable. 45 women from all over the world taking their final vows. Imagine the scene, the silence, the devotion, the weight of the commitment. These weren't just volunteers, these were leaders being commissioned. So that's why we wanted to share this story with you. Maxwell looked at those 45 women and realized he wasn't looking at a charity. He was looking at a leadership pipeline. He writes that while the world saw a saint of the goddess, he saw a master recruiter and a strategic trainer. So most people think Mother Teresa's legacy is in the buildings she built or the Nobel Peace Prize she won. Maxwell corrects this. He says her legacy wasn't the mother house. It was the succession of leaders she trained to carry her vision. If you left your current role tomorrow, what would happen to your team? Would the vision stay or would it leave with you? I want to ask Ellie this question. Would you say that the vision will stay or would it leave with you if you were not with the team, Ellie?
When I read that book, that is my favorite, right? When I read that book, that really changed my mindset. Because I would be so honest, when I started with this organization, I really felt like I shouldn't be replaced. So to secure my job or something like that. But actually, that book helped me to understand that no, you really have to be replaced. Like you have to make yourself replaceable and pass it on to someone else and let them grow too. So definitely, even if I'm gone, I know that the team can survive because that's what we've been doing. We also even prepared, like for example, the task that I'm doing, I even recorded it in a video. So if something happens, right, everything you can access it into to the Google Drive, and I know that everyone can make it. So yeah.
Since we're discussing the law of the legacy, I would like to share my personal experiences with Robert, the legacy he left for me. As everybody knows, I met Robert at a very, very young age, and he was my teacher and mentor for most of my life. Needless to say, he made a huge impact on me, not only in my professional life, but the skills he taught me helped me navigate through my personal life as well. Because of his teaching, I was able to develop these daily habits. As a loan processor, he demanded I question every single condition and ask for every single exception from all the lenders. He was adamant about questioning every detail. He forced me to understand the why behind every task I performed. It even went as far as him making me ask lenders to waive conditions just because. Just because. After practicing and building rapport, it boosted my confidence. It made me request things without hesitation. I was even able to get loans to close without completing conditions and still getting an exception from escrow to cut checks. For those of you who don't have any experience in the loan processing, that was an unachievable task. But I know if it wasn't for Robert teaching me the importance of building these relationships, I would have never been able to achieve that. And that's the legacy that he left me. Thank you. Okay, moving on. We're going to move it to our walking encyclopedia, Miss Nell.
Of legacy is know the legacy that you want to leave. So pick your sentence. You have to be intentional. If you don't decide right now what you want to be remembered for, then someone else will pick a label for you. So decide what your sentence is. Would you be labeled as a compassionate one, a tyrant one?
I want to be able to recognize people genuinely. Just what I mean is, I want to build people up, just like Robert did. And I don't mean just because of Robert, which is a huge inspiration, but definitely I want to build people up.
For me, I loved what Alexis said. It would be around those terms of making people better. You know, I really feel like in every interaction I'm in, if I can inspire, if I can make them better by my example, by my words, that would be my goal as well, right? It's not just about that, the legacy, but also how we are able to pick up the ball because of his ability to, you know, make sure that everyone was in their right role, and how we can move forward and succeed, and not only just succeed, but be successful and hit the goals that we want to achieve. And so I'm truly grateful for Robert and
how it feels to share your knowledge to someone else. And when you see that person that it's doing a good job at, and they are trying their best, oh my God, it's an amazing feeling.
Wally, what's the hardest part of teaching?
I know things, and I think that I need to slow down, because you know that everyone learns on their own pace. So I think that I need to learn how to read that on the other person.